Have you ever wondered what a movie star does when the cameras stop rolling? Well, let me tell you about the night Keanu Reeves became a real-life hero. This isn't a scene from The Matrix or John Wick. This is 100% real, and it's absolutely incredible. It was a cold October night in Los Angeles. Most people were already asleep in their beds. But Keanu Reeves was wide awake. He had just finished filming a late-night scene for one of his movies. He was tired and ready to go home. Keanu walked to his motorcycle in the parking lot. He loved riding at night when the streets were empty and quiet. He put on his helmet and was about to start the engine when his phone rang. The voice on the other end was panicked. It was Dr. Sarah Chen from Cedars-Sinai Medical Center. She worked with a charity that Keanu secretly supported. Most people didn't know this, but Keanu gave millions of dollars to help sick children. He never wanted anyone to know about it. "Keanu, I need your help," Dr. Chen said. Her voice was shaking. "We have a big emergency." Keanu's heart started beating faster. "What's wrong? How can I help?" Dr. Chen explained the situation. A 12-year-old girl named Emma was in the hospital. She needed a new liver right away or she would die. The doctors had been searching for weeks. Finally, they found a matching organ donor in San Francisco. "That's great news," Keanu said. "So what's the problem?" "The problem is getting it here in time," Dr. Chen replied. "The organ is only good for 12 hours after removal. The surgery in San Francisco is happening right now. We arranged for a medical transport plane to fly it down to Los Angeles." "Okay, so the plane will bring it, right?" Keanu asked. "That's where the problem started," Dr. Chen said sadly. "The plane had mechanical issues. It can't fly tonight. We called every other medical transport service. Everyone is already on other emergency calls. We even checked regular flights, but the last flight from San Francisco landed an hour ago. There's nothing until morning." Keanu felt his stomach drop. "And the girl doesn't have until morning?" "No," Dr. Chen whispered. "Emma has maybe 6 hours left. We're doing everything we can to keep her stable, but she's getting worse. Her parents are here. They're so scared, Keanu. This is their only daughter." Keanu closed his eyes and thought hard. "What about driving? How long would that take?" "A car would take about 6 to 7 hours with normal traffic," Dr. Chen explained. "But it's late, so there's less traffic. Maybe it could be done in 5 hours if someone drove really fast. But it's so risky. We'd need someone who really knows how to drive, who won't panic, and who can handle a high-pressure situation." That's when Keanu looked at his motorcycle. An idea flashed in his mind. "What if someone rode a motorcycle?" he asked. "Someone who knows the roads really well?" There was silence on the phone. Then Dr. Chen spoke slowly. "A motorcycle could probably make it in 3 to 4 hours at this time of night. But Keanu, I can't ask anyone to do something that dangerous. Highway 101 is long and dark. And carrying a medical organ? The rider would have to be extremely skilled and brave." "You're not asking," Keanu said firmly. "I'm volunteering. I'll do it." "What?" "No, Keanu, I wasn't calling to ask you to." "I know you weren't," Keanu interrupted. "But I'm the perfect person for this job. I've been riding motorcycles for 30 years. I know every inch of Highway 101. I've ridden it hundreds of times. And most importantly, I want to help save Emma's life." Dr. Chen was quiet again. Keanu could hear her crying softly. "Are you sure? This is incredibly dangerous." "I've never been more sure of anything," Keanu said. "Tell me exactly what I need to do." Dr. Chen took a deep breath and started giving him instructions. She told him that the liver would be placed in a special medical cooler. The cooler had to stay cold and couldn't be shaken too hard. She gave him the address of the hospital in San Francisco where he would pick it up. "The surgical team there will have everything ready," she said. "They're expecting a medical courier. I'll call them right now and tell them you're coming instead. What time can you be there?" Keanu looked at his watch. It was 11:47 p.m. "If I leave right now and ride hard, I can be there by 2:30 a.m. "Okay," Dr. Chen said. "Once you have the organ, you need to get it to us by 6 a.m. at the latest. That's when Emma absolutely must go into surgery. Can you make it?" "I'll make it," Keanu promised. "I'll call you when I pick up the organ." He hung up the phone and immediately started preparing. First, he opened his motorcycle's storage compartment and took out everything he didn't need. He wanted the bike as light as possible for the long ride ahead. Then he made a phone call to his friend Marcus, who was a motorcycle mechanic. Even though it was almost midnight, Marcus answered. "Marcus, I need a favor," Keanu said. "Can you meet me at your shop in 15 minutes? I need you to check my bike and make sure it's in perfect condition. It's an emergency. Of course, man, Marcus said without asking questions. I'll be there. Keanu rode to Marcus's shop. His friend was already there with all the lights on. Marcus was a big man with rough hands and a kind heart. He had known Keanu for years and had worked on all his motorcycles. What's going on? Marcus asked as Keanu pulled up. Keanu told him everything. Marcus listened carefully and nodded. All right, let's make sure this bike is ready to save a life. For the next 20 minutes, Marcus checked every part of the motorcycle. He tested the brakes, checked the tire pressure, filled up the gas tank completely, and made sure the engine was running smoothly. She's perfect, Marcus finally said. But Keanu, you need to be careful out there. Highway 101 at night can be dangerous. There are animals on the road sometimes. And if you're going fast, one mistake could be. I know, Keanu said, putting his hand on Marcus's shoulder. But I have to try. A little girl's life depends on it. Marcus smiled and gave Keanu a tight hug. You're a good man. Here, take this. He handed Keanu a small toolkit, just in case you need it on the road. Keanu thanked his friend and got back on his motorcycle. He programmed the hospital's address into his phone's GPS and started riding north toward San Francisco. The streets of Los Angeles were empty. The traffic lights changed from red to green, lighting up the dark roads like a pathway just for him. Keanu felt focused and determined. He wasn't thinking about himself or the danger. He was thinking about Emma and her parents waiting at the hospital. As he merged onto Highway 101, Keanu opened up the throttle. The motorcycle roared to life and shot forward into the night. The wind hit his face, and the road stretched out before him like a black river. He had 382 miles to go. The race against time had begun. The highway was darker than Keanu expected. The moon was hidden behind clouds, and there were long stretches where there were no streetlights at all. The only light came from his motorcycle's headlight cutting through the darkness. Keanu stayed focused on the road ahead. He had ridden this highway so many times before, but never like this. Never with someone's life depending on him. Every minute counted. Every second mattered. His phone was mounted on the handlebars, showing him the GPS route. The estimated arrival time kept changing as he sped up and slowed down around curves. He was currently going 95 miles per hour on a straight section of highway. After riding for about 40 minutes, Keanu's phone rang. It was Dr. Chen again. Keanu, where are you? She asked. He could hear the worry in her voice. I just passed Santa Barbara, he shouted over the wind. I'm making good time. Okay, good, Dr. Chen said. I wanted to tell you that I spoke to the hospital in San Francisco. They're ready for you. When you get there, go to the emergency entrance. Ask for Dr. Robert Kim. He'll have the organ ready to go. Got it, Keanu said. How's Emma doing? There was a pause. She's hanging in there, but she's getting weaker. Her parents are praying. The whole medical team is standing by, ready to operate the moment you arrive. I won't let her down, Keanu promised. He hung up and pushed the motorcycle even faster. The engine was running perfectly, just like Marcus had promised. The bike felt like an extension of his own body, responding to every tiny movement he made. Around 1:15 a.m., Keanu saw something move on the side of the road. It was a deer. The animal froze in the headlight, its eyes reflecting the light. Keanu's heart jumped. He quickly but smoothly steered the motorcycle to the left, missing the deer by just a few feet. That was close. Too close. He took a deep breath to calm himself. He needed to stay alert. One mistake could end everything. The miles rolled by. Keanu passed through small towns that were completely asleep. Sometimes he was the only vehicle on the entire highway. It felt strange and lonely, but also peaceful in a way. He thought about Emma. He imagined her lying in the hospital bed, fighting to stay alive. He thought about her parents holding her hands, telling her everything would be okay. Hold on, Emma, he whispered to himself. I'm coming. At 2:23 a.m., Keanu saw the lights of San Francisco in the distance. He was almost there. He had made incredible time. The GPS showed he would arrive at the hospital in 7 more minutes. He navigated through the quiet city streets until he saw the huge hospital building lit up in the night. He pulled into the emergency entrance and parked his motorcycle. His whole body was stiff from riding for so long, but there was no time to rest. Keanu ran into the emergency room. A security guard looked surprised to see him. I'm here to pick up an organ transplant for Cedars-Sinai in Los Angeles, Keanu said quickly. I need to find Dr. Robert Kim. The guard made a phone call, and within 1 minute, a tall Asian man in surgical scrubs came running down the hallway. He was carrying a white medical cooler with red crosses on it. "You must be Keanu," Dr. Kim said. "Thank you so much for doing this. This is incredibly brave." "No time to talk," Keanu said. "I need to get back on the road." "Is this the organ?" "Yes," Dr. Kim said, handing him the cooler. "It's packed in ice and sealed tight. The liver is in perfect condition. You need to keep this cooler upright as much as possible. Try not to shake it too hard. And keep it cold. There are extra ice packs inside." The cooler had straps that could be worn like a backpack. Keanu put it on carefully. It wasn't too heavy, maybe 20 pounds. "How much time does the organ have left?" Keanu asked. Dr. Kim looked at his watch. "The liver was removed from the donor at midnight. That means you have until about noon before it starts to deteriorate. But Dr. Chen said Emma needs to be in surgery by 6 a.m., right?" "Right," Keanu said. "That gives me 3.5 hours to make a 3-hour ride." "Then you have a small cushion," Dr. Kim said. "But please be careful. That organ is precious, but so is your life." Keanu nodded and shook Dr. Kim's hand. Then he ran back to his motorcycle. He carefully positioned the medical cooler on his back and made sure the straps were tight and secure. It felt strange to ride with the extra weight, but he would have to adjust. He started the engine and checked his GPS one more time. 3 hours and 18 minutes to Cedars-Sinai Hospital. He could do this. Keanu raced out of San Francisco and back onto Highway 101 South. Now he was riding with Emma's hope strapped to his back. The thought made him even more determined. The ride back was harder than the ride up. Keanu was getting tired. His arms and back were starting to ache from holding the same position for so long. But he couldn't stop. He couldn't even slow down. Around 4 a.m., something scary happened. Keanu hit a rough patch of road. The motorcycle bounced hard, and he felt the cooler shift on his back. His heart almost stopped. He quickly pulled over to the side of the highway and carefully checked the cooler. Everything looked okay. The seals were still tight. The straps were still secure. But that moment of fear woke him up and reminded him how careful he needed to be. "Come on, focus," he told himself. "Emma is counting on you." He got back on the motorcycle and continued south. The sky was starting to get lighter in the east. Dawn was coming. He was getting closer. At 4:47 a.m., Keanu's phone rang again. It was Dr. Chen. "Keanu, where are you?" she asked urgently. "I'm about 45 minutes away," he shouted back. "I'm going to make it." "Thank God," Dr. Chen said. She sounded like she was crying. "Emma's vitals dropped about 20 minutes ago. We're keeping her stable, but she needs this surgery now. When you get here, come straight to the emergency entrance. We'll have a team waiting to take the organ directly to the operating room." "I'm going as fast as I can," Keanu promised. He pushed the motorcycle to its limit. The engine was roaring. The wind was screaming in his ears. His whole body hurt, but he didn't care. Nothing else mattered except getting that organ to the hospital in time. The sun was starting to rise as Keanu entered Los Angeles. The city was beginning to wake up. Early morning workers were heading to their jobs. Keanu weaved through the light traffic, going much faster than was probably safe. Finally, at 5:34 a.m., he saw Cedars-Sinai Hospital ahead. He was going to make it. With 26 minutes to spare, he was actually going to make it. Keanu pulled up to the emergency entrance. A whole team of doctors and nurses in surgical clothing were waiting outside. The moment he stopped the motorcycle, they ran to him. Dr. Chen was there too, tears streaming down her face. "You did it," she whispered. "You actually did it." Keanu carefully took off the medical cooler and handed it to one of the surgeons. The doctor opened it quickly to check inside. "The liver looks perfect," the surgeon said with a huge smile. "Let's go save Emma's life." The medical team rushed inside with the cooler. Dr. Chen stayed with Keanu for a moment. "I don't know how to thank you," she said. "You just rode 764 miles through the night to save a child you've never even met." Keanu was breathing hard. His legs were shaking from exhaustion. But he smiled. "That's what people should do for each other," he said simply. "Is there somewhere I can wait to hear how the surgery goes?" Dr. Chen led him to a waiting room. Keanu sat down, and for the first time in almost 6 hours, he let his body relax. His muscles were screaming in pain. His hands were cramped from gripping the handlebars. But he had done it. He had delivered the organ on time. For the next 3 hours, Keanu waited. He called Marcus to let him know he was okay. He drank terrible hospital coffee. And he prayed for Emma, even though he wasn't usually a religious person. Finally, at 9:17 a.m., Dr. Chen came into the waiting room. She was still in her surgical scrubs, and she was smiling bigger than Keanu had ever seen anyone smile. "The surgery was a complete success," she announced. "Emma's new liver is working perfectly. She's going to live, Keanu. She's going to grow up, go to school, maybe get married someday, have children of her own. All because you rode through the night to bring her a second chance at life." Keanu felt tears coming to his eyes. He wasn't embarrassed. He let them fall. "Can I meet her?" he asked quietly. "When she wakes up?" "Her parents specifically asked if they could thank you," Dr. Chen said. "But I have to warn you, they don't know you're Keanu Reeves the actor. I just told them a volunteer motorcycle courier helped us out." "Good," Keanu said. "Let's keep it that way." Later that afternoon, Keanu met Emma's parents, John and Maria. They hugged him so tight he could barely breathe. They thanked him over and over through their tears. They asked for his contact information so Emma could thank him personally when she was older. Keanu gave them a phone number, but he made them promise not to tell anyone who had helped them. He didn't want the publicity. He didn't want to be called a hero. He had just done what anyone should do when a child's life is in danger. 3 weeks later, Keanu received a drawing in the mail. It was from Emma. She had drawn a picture of a motorcycle with angel wings. At the bottom, in shaky handwriting, it said, "Thank you for saving my life. Love, Emma." Keanu hung that picture in his house. He never told anyone about what he had done that October night. He went back to making movies and riding his motorcycle and living his quiet life. But Dr. Chen eventually shared the story with a few people. And those people told others. And eventually the story spread. Because people needed to hear about it. People needed to know that real heroes exist. And they ride motorcycles through the night to save lives. Keanu Reeves became known for many things: his movies, his kindness to fans, his humble lifestyle. But to Emma and her family, he would always be the guardian angel who raced through the darkness to deliver hope. And that, my friends, is the true story of the night Keanu Reeves saved a life.